Evening all, and welcome back to Factory Town. So we have a major iron problem which we're going to fix in this episode. I'm going to sort that out there, but I want to start here because I've had a suggestion on how to try and make this better, and it was suggested by Rod H, so thank you very much for that suggestion. Moving the silo back to the centre and having it split out makes more sense. It would even out how things work, but with a bit of a change. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete these blocks here and turn off that rail stop, which is apparently empty because we've run out of feed as well, which is a bit of an issue, but we'll sort that out. And I'll let them go and let this do its bits and pieces, and then we can move things around. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a barn in here, like so. And this barn is going to be for storing grain. We're going to upgrade our grain storage to that. And I'm going to put the logic over there. So let's go to our logic tab. We want an inventory sensor, we want a math block, and we want a delta block, which I don't have on here. Could probably put the delta block on there, but I don't know what to replace it with, so no, we'll leave it like that for it. So you are going to sense that, and you're going to be linked to that, you're going to be linked to that, and you are going to be linked to that, and you're going to be set to less than, now these can store 200, is that correct? Yes, they can. Oh, whoa, wait. Let's delete that rail stop for the minute. I don't want any grain coming down here for the moment. You're going to be less than 100. You're going to be filtered to grain. There we go. Okay, so that'll work. Okay, and then we're going to take a... we're going to redo this whole line pretty much, I think. Okay, now, here's the question. Can I turn this line around without it freaking out? No, I can't. It won't let me turn them around. That's a bit of a pain. Oh well. We're going to end up with a lot in storage. But that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay. Remove all this here. There we go. Right. So we've got the belt to the bottom, and we've got the belts here, and everything's awesome. So we need an output from this barn to a grain mill, which is this grain mill here. Yep, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use obviously metal conveyor belts, but we're going to have two down the bottom like so, and that should be enough to keep that going. And then we're going to have our line. I don't know why I removed that line now I think about it. Why did I remove that line? Not really sure. Yeah, not really sure why I actually removed that line that was in there, because I could have just left it out there. Slightly losing my mind there, I think. Okay, let's do that. Oh, like so. Okay, and we're going to go back to these, and we're going to have a line going that way. We're going to have a line going that way, and we'll put the splitters in there, there, and there. There we go. Okie dokie. Right. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need any of this. Okie. And those two grabbers there should work just fine. No, I've just realised that's not going to work, is it? No, I don't think that's going to work because I need... I know what I need. I need to put grabbers in there, and that will work. There we go. Okay, and then I'll grab the food out and we'll go. But what I also want to do is I want to swap these round. we aren't using, we're only using chicken and we're only using milk. So if I was to move the chicken barn there, and that one there like that, then the priority will be on these ones here, the barn, the milk and the chicken, and then the wool and meat will get the second priority, and eggs and leather will get the third priority. I might move the leather because I think that's used more. Yeah, I think we'll do that straight off the bat. Let's do it now. We'll move the leather over to there, move that to there, and that to there. And that'll work because down there underneath there are filters. They're not actual grabbers for certain things, so that will just work fine. Okay, that's going to work, and that will be fine. We then need to redo this. Needs to unlink from that and relink to that one because that is now milk. Chicken is the same. That's all fine. That will all work. Okay, grab this, put it there. Grab that there. That should work. That should allow us to start doing things. The only issue to this is that I don't think the grabbers are going to grab evenly on either side. I think it's going to prioritize one side to the other, and I need to see what sides it prioritizes. But we'll see here in just a moment. Put that in there. Yeah, it's going to prioritize that one side. That's what I was kind of thinking. It's going to go one side rather than both, which is annoying. And I don't really know how to fix that, if I'm honest. Actually, no, I think I do know how to fix that. If I turn this round, can you still input? Yes, rail stops can still input via the output source of the. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. In fact, let's move you out the way for a moment and let this just run out of what it's doing here. And what we'll do is we'll move it to the lower to the bottom line. I think that was what I had originally in my head. Now I think about it. A bit more feed going into the base, but that's fine. Oh no, damn it. Remove all those, remove all those, remove all those. Okay. Turn these around. So they don't auto output. Which is annoying, but I need this one to auto output, so yeah. Because the way the priority systems work. So we'll auto output there. We'll put a splitter in and we're going to turn the splitter that way. So that when we put this barn back in here, it won't put anything into the barn. Not that it can, now I think about it. You can't actually put anything into that barn because that barn is filtered for grain anyway, so that shouldn't matter. Yep, that's correct. Bump, bump, bump. There we go. So that's all going into there. And then we just put in some on top grabbers, which will have to be filtered with, or not filtered, will have to be actually set to whatever the thing is. I'm going to use cloth ones for this because I don't feel as if the output from the farms is high enough to warrant the need for a metal conveyor belt. I don't think that's enough, so you're going to be filtered for eggs. You're going to be wool. You're going to be chicken. You're going to be whatever that part is, milk. Leather and raw meat. There we go. Okay, and that should work. Now we'll filter everything left and right, and this one will get priority, and this one will get priority. We'll get the highest priority, then that will get the second priority, and that will get the lowest priority, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. This doesn't need it. This is going to back up anyway to here. Then that's going to get going, and everything would be awesome. So that is good. And this is obviously set to 100 now. So as our ones come along and go in there, it's fine. And this is feeding well fast enough. We do need to go into our steam pipe system, however, and reconnect it to the steam system so it can go even faster. Awesome. I think it thought it was still connected to it, but yeah. Okay, nothing costs red coins to make, so we are struggling for red coins purely because of the mine is mining so much, and we are struggling for iron. We are severely struggling for iron. So that's our next fix for this episode. This is all working. You're not producing anywhere near the amount of wooden wheels I think you need. Yeah. Hold on, what are you doing? You're selling wooden wheels, aren't you? So I want to stop you selling wooden wheels. You can stop with the cloth now. You are just doing that's fine. You're doing metal conveyor belts. And you're selling those. Okay? Don't do that. Stop doing that. I want you to sell metal conveyor belts, but I really don't want a caravan to do it. I think yeah, get rid of that caravan. I think a caravan would be a bit much for our supply and demand at the moment. So let's find a wagon. Mind you, our supply of sandwiches isn't exactly doing very well. Deliver metal conveyor belts to there. Sell them there. Because they sell for 32 a go, which will really help everything work. Okay, so we're going to change the system up here. Let's pause the game and let's tear this down and rebuild it. Completely pull the rail out here, I feel. That can come out as well. As can them. Right, okay. So, what we want is the rail going straight up and coming straight down again. We then want the rail can turn that way if it wants to, and then this rail can come along here and go down there. So that rail can come back, so that's our on rail, this is our off rail. Right. We want a pusher, and we're going to need some form of logic here. Well, we're going to need, I think, 3 bits. Yeah, we need 3 bits. So, math, inventory center. So, inventory center on there. Your filter's done. You're going to be set to equals to 0, so we don't send any carts down here that have stuff in there. Not that there should be any carts ever getting to here with stuff on them, but you know, just in case. You're going to be an AND gate, and that's there. So that requires true from all of these to go on. Now we're going to also need another ball function here, which is going to be an OR gate. Okay. And that is going to come from our nail system to the OR gate. and our iron system to the OR gate. And the reason for that is because we want to turn this on if this is lower or this is lower. So if either of these are true, then we need to turn the system on. So that will become true if any of those are true. So if either of those are true, that will say yes, turn it on. It will say this, and this will go, well, that's true, and this is true because it's an empty cell, so we'll turn the pusher on. Otherwise, we'll turn it off. And that will send carts down there, and they can wander down here. And then what we need to do down here, you are on the wrong track. You need to go there. Okay. Then what we need to do down here is some form of weirdness to allow a train to either go to the iron or to the nails. And how do we want to do that? Well, I think the best way, actually, would be to do this. You go along from here, you go along there, like so. Boom. And then what we'll do is we'll just grab this here and go nails, link to the rail stop, iron, link to the rail stop. And what that should in theory do is, if this nail one is higher than 50, this will say send a full signal, and the full signal will turn this off and turn that off. So when trains come down here, they will grab iron first and then grab nail second, which is, I like the idea because iron is going to be a higher priority, so that's good. But if the iron's full, it'll turn the iron stop off. So the trains that come down here will just ignore that iron stop and will grab the nails instead and go back again. But that should work. That should work. And that will allow as many carts going down here as it wants to. He says it's all gone wrong. Why is it all gone wrong? Because none of these has had a signal fire yet, I don't think. So do I need to manually fire one of these things? I don't know if I can. Of course, the delta blocks aren't firing because they are only fire if the signal changes. Okay. But I want you to both be true. I set you to true. Let's put in a toggle. We'll link that to that, and then we'll just manually toggle the toggle. There we go, and then we'll delete that. Now just turn the system on, because that's what we want. We want it to be turned on for the minute. That's fine. Now none of them are changing down here because, as I said, the delta blocks only send a signal if it's a different signal. So right now the nail signal is on because it's always true. It's not changed, so let's turn that off because we know that should be in an off state. Yeah, and I'm not fussed about this here anyway, but this will work. Now, of course, this is going to send all our trains down here to pick up the iron, and we're going to probably run out of iron pretty soon in this block, which means this is going to kick in even faster and get even quicker going, and yada yada, and yep. Okay. Maybe I should just try and spread these trains out a bit more. I don't know. The only other issue I've got is that I don't want to be sending all my trains down there all the time. Maybe we could have a counter. We could. That is extra logic. It's doable. It's quite happily doable. So we could have a counter there saying, hey, only let 5 trains down there at once and then turn the system off. So that's possible. And then when the trains come out again, we can count them out and reset it. I haven't done proper counter logic ever in this at all, really, if I'm honest. So what are you set to? You're set to 500. You are not ever going to supply 500, are you? No, you're not. Okay, so we're going to have lots of trains going that sort of way. Okay, so here's another thing that I'd like to do. I would like to have the opportunity to push trains up if they are empty. In fact, I'm really tempted to just tell trains to go up there anyway and not worry about that. I think, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it that way. So we'll grab a rail here and we'll say, actually, you go that way. Okay, so they'll come along, they'll come back in, and they have to go up here. It's a little bit of an added journey, which is not really ideal for them. It slows down stuff a little bit, but it means that if we have logs, for instance, there, that's going to go off that way. So at least that can then get the odd one if one of these carts has come back without anything in it at all. Which a couple of them may well be. So, okay. So I need to get this to trigger here. So I think to do that, if I set this to 100, for instance, then it will trigger true when an empty minecart comes by. It doesn't trigger when full carts go by, does it at all? No. So it kind of would trigger if anything could come out of this. Let me take one of these off here. Then that'll come out and that'll trigger. Okay, so that should have triggered, that should have turned on the nails. Yes, it has. Awesome. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that back down to 50. Okay. And then next time it triggers, it will fire again, and it will be false. And there we go. Now the system is automated and is working. I was a little concerned that if I leave it the way it was, this would never reset. So, yeah. So when using delta blocks, you've got to somehow manually trigger them to change their state between true and false. Excuse me. And hopefully that'll work. But now we're getting iron in, which is awesome. We're not getting enough iron in, but we are getting iron in, which is great. Now, why are we not getting iron in? I think it's because you just don't have the workers. So let's increase your workload, like so. Hold on, with 5 people in each, and let's see whether you can keep up. You may not be able to. You may actually struggle to keep up. So we might have to upgrade these to iron. Belts, that's the word I'm after. Yep, I think we will do. I think we'll have to upgrade these iron belts. You're... Yeah, do you know what? We'll upgrade the inputs here. So we'll have one. Then I'll upgrade the belt underneath here. Well. I can't get into that belt in there. Unfortunately, I can't get into that belt in the center. So we've got a bit coming in and going out. Hopefully that's going to help a little bit. Don't actually think it is. Turn off that top one so I can remove it and put in something a bit better. What about you? You're not actually. You're about right. You're about right. So one cloth and one iron belt is working there. Okay. So we then put in an iron belt. There and there. And one there. Yep, that's sped up all them. And that should be the same speed as having the single cloth belt on top. Or having 2 cloth belts, I should say, sorry. So yeah, that should be 2 cloth belts worth. Yeah, it's not quite enough to keep these running at full pace, is it? So we're definitely going to need more. So let's upgrade the output there. Then we're going to increase the workers in here. But I see that start increasing down to 4, 1, 6, 1, 6, 3. 2. Two is just under. It's just lowering. So 3 workers in there is enough to just get that will top out then, and that's the input. So 3 workers in that barn, currently at 180%. Obviously, when we get more happiness, it will go up. So let's actually drop it to 2, and that will start filling this barn up here. But then what we want to do is we want to run a second belt to there, and then along to there, and along to there. I really don't want to put it on there, I think. Yeah, I don't think I want to actually do it there, so there we go. That'll do. That'll do. That's going to have more iron come along to do with it, and we've only got 1 iron going into the forge for nails, which I think will be fine. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Right, left, straight on. Right, left, straight on. Not quite enough to keep up with demand. We really are struggling here somewhat. I don't really know how to get any more. Well, I could definitely put more outputs on this, but the drawback to it is getting rid of our coins. That's the problem. I mean, I can always do this. This is, you know, a complete option of doing something like that. Oh. And, oh, is that not? That's not at your base, that's why. Okay, so... Bum, bum, bum. There we go. And then just throw that up to 5 people. And, there we go. We now got 3 inputs going into this barn, which is filling it up, and then we can have another output. I believe we can get another output on top. I'm not entirely sure on that. Let's find out. A grabber. Yes, we can. But the question is, will it input into these? Okay. So I could always have 3 outputs coming from this barn into each 3 of these, and then just have like 1 offset for this nail forge. If I'm honest with you, that would work. No, it's not inputting. It's too high for these barns. Damn it. Yeah, too high for them. They'd have to all be moved up by 1, which is actually doable. Which is doable. So let's do that. Let's move them up by 1. Make our lives a lot easier. And I'm going to do that simply by putting them on wooden scaffolding, I think. Where is it? There it is. Wooden arches, that'll do. Like that. And they should be able to sit on top of them. Yep, they can. Quite happily. There we go. Okay. And then we put wooden arches in front. So. And then we... well. I think I'm going to change that up ever so slightly like that. There we go. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. And cloth conveyor belts are well fast enough for that to be outputting into the correct place. So, okay. That'll work. And they'll still get coal because coal's on their bottom layer. And and then we're going up by 3, so that's got all their inputs that are used on the back actually in use. We can speed this up when we get better conveyor belts, but other than that, not really any way to make this fast. Oh, there are always ways to make this faster, to be honest with you. I could quite happily have 3 outputs on the front, going 3 to that one, 3 to that one, 3 to that one if I wanted to, but they are full. They're actually struggling now to keep up with output. They're not going fast enough for it. So, and this is actually filling up, which would mean, did we get, no, we didn't pass the 500 mark. That's interesting. But it does mean that this is kind of working now. You're really struggling to make wooden wheels, aren't you? Let's put more people in there. Because I think we're okay for wood. Although we are going to probably regret we're going to run out of wood at some point, because this is taking all of our carts for the minute. He's at 15. Okay. Okay, so you basically just need to carry on doing what you're doing. You're getting enough fuel. That's okay. But yeah, I think this is one of those cases where it just needs to run for a bit to just even out. I am a little concerned about our yellow coins. They do appear to be dropping. We're getting plus 10 coins in, minus 19 coins in. I'm sure they were a lot higher than that, but we will see. This is doing fine with just one cart going back and forwards. Yep, that's absolutely fine. There's not a problem there. So, oh, you're actually running low on fuel. Okay, I think we'll have to upgrade that as well. Yeah. Yeah, right. So I was just looking whether I could take this rail over here, but I can't. So we won't. But what I need to do is bring that down there and just bring it all the way across to there. And that will automatically put it in at the correct level because it's all there already. It'll just replace it. And then that'll increase our fuel throughput. So we're getting plenty of fuel. And it's just the workers. Just the workers are slow with it because they kind of have to be. Okay, so that's going, and it's about to hit the cap, which means it will turn off, which it has done. There we go. It's turned off the pusher. So now we're going to get some wood, hopefully. Although I think by the time that gets there, it's going to be back on again. No, it's still off. Awesome. So hopefully we'll now get some wood. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. So that works. Maybe the wood one could change to be in 2 lanes as well. Don't know what our demand is like. Yeah, it's struggling, but we're okay. However, I think the counter here is probably going to be a better one. So how would we implement that? How would we implement a counter? That's it's doable. We basically need a counter on this line and a counter on that line. This line adds 1 to a block, this one takes 1 away from a block, and if the number is higher than a certain amount, turn this off. Sounds nice and easy, doesn't it? Let's try that. Let's just try that. Let's try, where's an agent trigger? Do we have one here? We do, there we are. So what if I just put an agent trigger there and there? There we go. And they'll just pass a number every time one enters it. They're just passing the number, going yes, yes, yes. Okay. So we then want a math block. Yep, want a math block. And I'm going to put this either side of it so that I know what side does what. That's going to be +1, that's going to be set to -1. Okay. We then need a counter block. A block that counts up whenever. No, we want a number block, isn't it? Number block. Which should really go in the middle, but I can't do that. The number block can go there. And then we want another math block, which is there. So I'm going to move that math block to here because now it makes sense in my head. That's going to be set to -1. Okay. And we want this one set to if less than, shall we say 5 carts can go up there? Not 65. No, not 65. 5. Fat finger syndrome. There we go. Okay. So you link to that one. You link to that one. You link to number block. You link to number block. Number block links to the math block, and that math block links to that ball function. So what should happen here is this will all go terribly, terribly, terribly wrong because of a problem I have. So I'm going to turn off that and remove that agent trigger for a moment because I can't have any trains on this line before this starts. But what should happen is when a cart hits this agent trigger, it will trigger this +1 block. That will add 1 to this number block and it will go up by 1. If it's less than 5, then it's true. And this ball function is an AND gate. So if all is true, that is fine. As soon as it gets higher than 5, that will trigger false and turn off the pusher. Then when the agent hits this, when the cart hits this agent block, which will be put back here, it will trigger this one to go down by 1, which will put this number block back down. And as soon as it goes below 5, it will turn this all back on again. Let's see whether we actually understand how this system works by here. Well, this would be a good test for it. This would be a very good test for it because there's a lot of carts here. So, go. Okay, so we're all getting loads of falses. Why are we getting loads of falses? Is that because we have enough iron? We do. That's why. So it's false at the moment because obviously we have enough iron, but that's not working. So I'm going to have to wait for the iron to drop before we get that going. So you're now waiting for cloth because I turned this cloth off. Let's turn it back on. There we go. Because I was emptying a barn. That's why. I was emptying this barn of the cloth. Okay. So that'll get our cloth going again. You can go. Okay. That should get our wood supply up a bit because our wood is actually out. That's a little worrying. I don't really know of any way to spread them out anymore other than putting in a timer system with a gate. I don't really think we need that, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't think a timer system with a gate's required here. I think we'll be fine without it. You're going to get going and you'll be fine. So we're going to send a maximum of 5 carts down here at once to pick up stuff. So 5 times 20 is 100. 100 is the contents of that barn. So that's good. That's good. This will all pick up and catch up and be absolutely fine. This barn... no, it can stay. I was going to turn the barn into a lower one, but... okay, now this is struggling to keep up because of... our happiness has dropped. Our happiness has dropped because we have a wagon there that's just not doing anything. We have a caravan there which is supposed to pick up all sorts of goods, and this is not getting any sandwiches. Not getting sandwiches because it doesn't have any cheese. Because you haven't got any cloth. Ah, because I've just removed the cart that was doing the cloth. Because I'm an idiot. Oh. Let's put that back in, shall we? That would probably help. Workers, wagon. You have nothing in there. Why do you have nothing in there? You. How did I do that? How did I delete the grabber? Oh, I may have had it selected when I was trying to select the cart. Okay. And interestingly, I hadn't filtered that barn, so let's do that. Let's filter this barn with cloth, and then I can tell this wagon to take cloth to there. Okay. And this all looks like it's working. This all looks like it's working really, really well. We're getting stuff going in here and everything is looking pretty awesome. We are still struggling for a bit of grain storage here because our grain is struggling to get going. But as the demand goes up and supply changes, we'll figure it all out from there. I just really want to know whether this... oh, there we go. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carts gone down there. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why did the 6th one go down there? Interesting. And that number block is at 0. Why is it at 0? Did I get this wrong? Surely you should be... I'm guessing I got this wrong. Does number block not do what I thought it was doing? Wouldn't surprise me if I've got it wrong, if I'm honest with you. Number block doesn't have any tooltip. That's helpful. A block that counts up whenever a trigger signal is received. If I link those to that, I don't think that would work either. Move you to there, turn around. You go 1, and then every time it goes along, it's just going to go 2, 3. It just counts up every time it receives a signal. It doesn't actually change. I would expect that number block to, when this hits here, the agent trigger should trigger the +1 to that, but it doesn't, which is really odd. I would have thought it would have done that. I would have thought it would have triggered. Yeah, I'm going to leave that in place because I don't. Probably not working because of how this is going, because I've got the number block wrong, but I'm going to leave that in place so we can see what's going on with it. We're out of iron gears. Why do we have iron gears? What's wrong? You're just not producing them fast enough. Okay. Let's put in some steam pipes then to the iron gear workshop, shall we? I'm going to run the steam pipe to there. That's the iron gear workshop. Connect to you. There we go. Oh, come out of that. You're now going to get a boost in power, which will help produce more iron gears, which will be just what we need. Because we're not producing enough metal conveyor belts to actually live up to our demand at the moment. And I think the issue is that this is being spread out too far. Yeah, I think it's been spread out a little too far. The iron plates are. This is like one of the last places coming to for iron plates, so it's not ideal. But we can tweak this and do things as we're going on and get things going. But yeah, so we have this now working. This looks like it's completely backed up. Not quite, but it certainly is getting there. Yeah. Probably requires more carts on here, or just requires more grain in general, which we're really struggling with. So I think our demand here, so we'll have to sort out finding some more grain. This is working. I don't know why this isn't working. I'm guessing number block doesn't do what I want it to do. I thought it would just count up as we go. There isn't a counter block. Well, the counter block only counts up when it just goes. So yeah, but oh well, we'll see. But I think we're going to bring this episode to a close here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.